Hello and welcome to this new video on Jetpack Compose Navigation. So in this video, we will talk about how navigation has changed when we move to Jetpack Compose. Now, before we get into it, I just want to mention that this video is part of a larger course that I have built on Android in general. Android with Jetpack Compose. So there I talk in much greater detail about navigation and everything related to Jetpack Compose. But if you're interested in kind of an introduction to Jetpack Compose navigation, keep watching this video. All right, so what has changed with the introduction of Jetpack Compose navigation? So first of all, we have no more XML, at least as it relates to navigation, right? Everything is done in Kotlin, which is, in my opinion, a major improvement. Also, we have no more graphs, destinations, actions, etc. that were previously defined in XML. We now do everything with our composables and our classes in Jetpack Compose in Kotlin. All right, so what do we need for Jetpack Compose? Well, we need a nav controller, which is a construct that allows us to navigate from one composable to another. We have here in practice, we will use NavHost controller, which is a subclass of nav controller, just adds a bit more functionality. But in practice, we will use this one. And then we need a NavHost, which will host all of our composables that we can move around between. Now, in this video, I have prepared a small project that contains basically 4 screens. And what we will do is we will implement navigation to move between these screens, right? So we have a home screen, we have a quote unquote profile screen. These are all kind of very bare bones, very basic screens, but just they are very useful for learning about navigation. We have a kind of a list screen, which is a very common pattern in mobile development. And then we have a detail screen, so we will move from one to another. And here is what it will look like. Basically, from home screen, we can either go to our profile screen or to our list screen. You can see we have 2 buttons here. And then from the list screen, if we click on one of the elements, we will go to the detail screen. So we will not only see how navigation works, how we can implement it, but also how we can pass parameters through our navigation and retrieve them in the subsequent screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and retrieve the project. You will find the project link in the description of this video, or you will find it here in my GitHub, Catalan Stefan, and compose-navigation-tutorial. So that is the link. I'm just going to copy it. I'm just going to go to a terminal. I'm going to say git clone and paste the link, and that should download all the files. All right, now I'm going to open Android Studio. Okay, just wait a second for that to open, and then I'm going to say open. Navigate to where you have the project and just click open, and that should open up the project. So let's quickly go through the files that we have here to kind of understand how this project works. All right, so if we open up the app, Java, there we go. So we have our main activity, of course. Okay, it's just basic built by the system. And then we have our home screen, which has 2 buttons. Okay, and a text. We have our list screen where we simply generate a list of 100 elements, and then we populate a lazy column, which is the equivalent of a recycler view that we had previously. And then we have a detail screen where we actually simply print out some message to show which element we have selected. Okay, so very, very basic, very simple to kind of understand. Right, so let's go ahead and implement navigation. The first thing we need to do is we need to add it to our build.gradle. So I'm going to open build.gradle, app level file, which is the module level file. And then here I'm going to say implementation, and we're going to have Android X navigation compose 252. This is the latest version. Now you might find it slightly different, but what we're covering here should work in all the versions. I'm going to go ahead and sync now and close my build.gradle. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to add some construct here to maintain our routes that we will have, or our destinations that we will have in our application, right? So here I will have a sealed class destination. Okay, and destination will have a val route or route, depending on if you're in America, string, right? Now here we will add all our routes. So object home, which is a destination that has the route home. Okay, we have our object, and this is going to be profile, destination profile. Okay, we will have our object list, which is a destination with the route list. And then finally, we will have our detail, which is a destination. Now here we will have something slightly different, because for destination, for detail, we need to pass a element ID parameter, right? So here we need to be able to pass that. And the way we do it is we say detail / and in curly braces, we have element ID. This is yours to define. You can set anything you want here. But importantly, we will have a function here, create route, okay, where we pass our element ID of type integer, and the route will be simply created by appending the element to our route. So detail / $element ID. Okay, so that's how we create the route, and we use this function to build the route that we need. All right, very good so far. Now here, let me just clean up this part a little bit. Here we will need to have our nav controller. So we have val nav controller, and we have this construct remember nav controller, which is part of navigation. Okay, so we're going to use that. It doesn't require any parameters. So we have our nav controller. Now we need to create a composable here that will store our NavHost. Let me make a bit of space here, and I'm going to say composable fun navigation app host, and here we will require the nav controller of type NavHost controller. Okay, as I mentioned, this is a subclass, so it's going to work fine. And here we need to call our navigation app host with our nav controller. Okay, everything is going well so far. Now here in the navigation app host, we need to set our connections between our screens, which are our composables. Okay, so here we will have a nav host, which will take a nav controller. We don't actually need the graph here, but we do need a start destination, and that is simply going to be home. And this has a lambda. Okay, so once we add the lambda, the system recognizes this functionality. So we will start at home, and then we will move on from there. All right, so let's add our screen. So first of all, we have a composable destination.home.route. And in this case, we will simply have our home screen. Okay, we will also have composable destination.profile.route, and here we will have our profile screen. Okay, this is just where we define all the possible destinations, right? Composable destination.list.route. Here we will have our list screen. Okay, and as you might expect, the last one is slightly special. Here we have destination.detail.route. Okay, now here we have an element nav back stack entry. Okay, we name that parameter, and we will use it to retrieve the ID from the route that we created, and we will pass it to our detail screen here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We have val element ID equals nav backstack entry dot arguments. This can be null, so question mark dot get int. Okay, here we have our element ID. Now it is possible, since this can be null as well, so we need to check that. If element ID double equals to null, then we will simply pop up a toast dot make text. We will need a context, so let's retrieve the context up here. Val ctx equals local context dot current, and we can use it down below. So ctx, we need to have a message, element ID is required, and then toast dot length short, and don't forget dot show. Okay, so that is the null case. Else we can simply call detail screen with our element ID. Okay, so that's pretty much all we need here. The only thing that we don't have yet is from the home screen, we don't actually move to profile screen and list screen, right? So if we have a look here, we have two buttons, but we have these to-dos here. So that means we need to fill out these elements. But in order to move from one composable to the other, we need the nav controller. So let's ask for the nav controller here of type NavHost controller. Okay, and once we have that, we can say nav controller dot navigate, and here we have our destination dot profile dot route. And for the second one, it's very similar, nav controller dot navigate, destination list route. Okay, of course we need to pass this nav controller, so we do that here in main activity, nav controller. And we will need to do the same thing for the list screen, right? So here in the list screen, when we click on one element, it is clickable and we need to do something. So here we need to also ask for the nav controller, NavHost controller. Okay, and then when we click on it, we can say nav controller dot navigate. Now here, as you might expect, we need to build that route. So we can say destination dot detail dot create route, and we will need the element ID, which is this particular element. Remember, we are inside a lazy column inside the elements, so we can say it. Okay, this is the it that is passed to this lambda. Okay, so it will simply provide us with the element, which is an integer. All right, so that is all well and good. Now let's pass the element, the nav controller here. So nav controller to our list screen. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be everything. The detail screen doesn't change, it just displays the element. Okay, so that should be all we need. Let's go ahead and run the project. And I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Let me just decouple this, make it a window. Okay, and let's just wait a bit for that to finish running. All right, so we have the application running. Let's click to profile screen. That takes us to this profile screen. This image is a standard computer generated image, so you will find it here in the res folder. I have added it here. Okay, and then this is the profile screen. There is nothing, no activity, no action assigned to this button. So we can click back. We can see that the back functionality automatically works with the nav controller and the NavHost. So that is given to us basically for free. And then we have to list screen. We have our list here. Okay, this is the equivalent of a recycler view, but it's called lazy list now. Lazy column. And then if we click on one element, we can see that there's a small error here. We don't have the actual element here. We just get a 0. So I think that would be a problem because we retrieve a get int here. So let me just try to get a string, and then we can convert this element to int later on. It's just that here it's passed as a string in the route. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's see if that fixes it. All right, just waiting for that to finish running. To list screen, I'm going to click on element 14, and that has fixed the problem, right? So you have clicked element 14. So we can see now how we can pass parameters through the navigation, through Compose Navigation as well. All right, so that is all for this video. This is a kind of a brief introduction on how you would implement Jetpack Compose Navigation into an existing project. There's of course a lot more information, like for instance, deep linking or more details about how you can kind of stack up these composables one on top of each other and how to kind of manage the backstack manually, okay, if you don't want the default functionality. If you're interested in more of that, just have a look at the link in the description. There's a course that I have built. It is a very large course with a lot of information, a lot of detail, so check that out if you're interested. But in any case, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.